Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jared Veldheer here from Blindside Health, and I want to take you through a full body band workout today. It's helpful if you have a full set of strength resistant bands. These three bands are key. Having a light resistance, a heavy resistance, and a medium resistance. You got those three, you're good to go. You're going to get an awesome band workout. Your heart rate's going to be up. You're going to get some aerobic capacity to this workout, and you're also going to get some good strength building components out of this lift as well. And I say lift, I know we're not really lifting any weights, but lifting these bands, going through these banded movements are going to create the proper resistance to still gain muscle. Best part about these things, you can bring them wherever you go. You can use them at home if your gym's closed. Very versatile. And I want to take you through a full body workout doing this. Kind of as a rule of thumb, and you'll hear me say this as I go through and explain the exercises, but I want you to do a very slow eccentric or the downward portion of the exercise. I want that to be slow and controlled. And then when you explode back up, that can be fast, but then pause at the top before going back into that slow concentric. That's just gonna give you more time under tension, which is gonna help build that strength and stress that cardiovascular system and keep that heart rate up. As far as reps, I think a good rep range is anywhere from 10 reps to 20 reps, depending on what you can do. If you need more resistance on the band, either level up with a stronger band or get further away from where you have the band attached, or if you're working. I get it, if you're just standing on the band, you might have to go up because that way you can't really back up like you could if it's attached to a rack. Here real quick before we jump into it, if you guys are excited to see this full body band workout, please hit that like button. Lets me know that you're pumped to see this video, that you're excited, that you're already getting something out of it. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button so you can take this journey with me here on Blindside Health as we look to optimize and improve our health, wellness, fitness, whatever it is, to the maximum so we can live a long, happy, healthy life. Anyway, let's get into it. So we got a glute bridge with a single leg march. So we're gonna take our band here and we are going to loop it. So now we've kind of doubled our resistance, but we've shortened it. And then we're gonna take a seat. We're gonna step through and position it right above the knee here. All right, so I'm gonna start my feet about shoulder width. Actually, I'm gonna get a little wider so I can get some more tension on this band. So right here, you can see there's too much slack. I wanna remove that slack. And I wanna be in this bridge position. I'll show you guys from the side, it's a little easier to see. So bridge position. And then once you get in that bridge position, you can either stabilize yourself with your elbows down and start marching with your feet. Make sure that you're engaging your core and your glutes. That way you're not hyperextending, and that way you're not sagging your hips down. You're nice and engaged. Again, make sure there's tension on that band and march. If you want to make it a little tougher, go ahead and take those elbows off the ground, put them up in the air. And as you can see, that adds a little more stability, or takes away some stability and adds more of a challenge to the exercise. If you want to, again, add a little more to this, incorporate a glute bridge to march, glute bridge to march. And again, when I'm marching, I want to make sure my hips are as level as possible. I don't want them falling one way or the other. I want them nice and level and marching like this. You can see it's a lot easier when I have my elbows down. I pick my elbows up and now it's a lot more challenging. So that is the glute bridge with a single leg march. All right, next we have a band push-up. We're going to take our band and we're going to twist it so it has an X in it. And then we are going to place it behind our back and have it just on the bottom of our shoulder blades. You can see where it's positioned there. And then take whatever grip you're doing. Maybe it's wide, maybe it's tight, maybe it's diamond. Doesn't matter. Take that grip and simply perform your push-ups. Nice and slow on the eccentric. Pause, explode up on the concentric. Slow eccentric, pause, explode up. And you can see that band starting to slide a little bit down my elbow. So I might want to raise it up a little bit. So it's kind of sitting right in the middle of my shoulder blades there. And you might have to adjust it to figure out what works. If you get your grip a little wider, sometimes that can help a little bit with the band keeping that band stable on your back. But pretty straightforward band push-up. All right, now we're back on our feet for a band row. This one's pretty straightforward. We're gonna step into our band, hold it like so, get a nice big chest, and row up, pause, slow eccentric. Row up, pause, slow eccentric. And you can see right now my grip is nice and neutral. I can go ahead and turn my palms to face outward, or I can go ahead and have my palms face inward. So I can mess my grip, I can change my grip around a little bit, and that's just gonna hit those muscle groups a little differently. I can also flare my elbows out wider. You can see it good from this angle here. This would be a traditional row that I like to work, and then as a variation and more challenge, those elbows are gonna come further out from the center of my body. Again, traditional, challenging. And you can play around with this one. You can go one arm alternating while the other one's in an isometric. You can just kind of do some piston rows there. You can go one at a time, doesn't matter. You can change it up. This is just the banded row. All right, next we got band pull-throughs. You can see I attached the band down low. I am going to face outward from wherever the band's attached. Get my feet a little wider than shoulder width, or you can go wide stance or narrow stance, whatever you're comfortable with. But keys to this is I want to get a big squeeze with my butt at the top without hyperextending my back. I want to keep a nice neutral spine, but I really want to engage those glutes at the top. And I'm going to go back hinge and back to the top. And if you need more resistance, just step out a little bit. Back, and then squeeze at the top. Hinge back, squeeze at the top. And when you're hinging back, you see how everything is in a straight line, my spine, my neck, everything is in a straight line. I'm not head down, I'm not head up, nice and neutral. And you're doing all the work really with your hamstrings and your butt. Think almost really grip the ground with your feet to really dig in, get some traction. And my hammies and my glutes are doing all the work. Nice explosive concentric, slow eccentric. Explosive pause, slow on the way down. That's the band pull through. All right, we're gonna set up here for a horizontal one arm row. On this one, I'm gonna put my wrist through and then grab the band. I'll show you a little closer here. So I'm gonna put my hand through, band sits right on the wrist, and then I'm gonna close my grip, and the band is secured like that. And then I'm gonna step back, get in that stance that I just showed you, and row back. Pause, slow eccentric. Pause, slow eccentric. Pause, slow eccentric. Explode back on the concentric, slow eccentric. And you can see I'm fairly upright. I can really sink down and get that back angle a little bit lower, really hinge back at the waist. And now you can see I'm supporting my opposite arm on my non-working arm on my left leg here. But the same thing holds true. I'm rowing it back. I'm driving back with that elbow. Pausing, slow eccentric. Explosive concentric, slow eccentric. And again, you can play around with your grip. You can go a neutral grip, which is your thumb is up. You can go supinated with your palm up, pronated with your palm down. You can take your elbow out wider. You can play around with this. But this is the one arm horizontal row. All right, now we're gonna work a Y raise. This is gonna hit your deltoids a little bit. This is a great shoulder exercise. It's also gonna activate some of that upper trap. Anyway, I'm gonna set up by grabbing the band with both hands in a pronated grip, meaning I'm grabbing with my palms facing downward. I'm gonna stand nice and tall, and then I'm going to Y raise over my head. And this band has got quite a bit of tension in it, which is just pretty difficult. I suggest a lighter resistance band for this exercise. But as you can see there, nice big Y raise, pause, slow eccentric. Pause, slow eccentric. Up with that concentric, slow eccentric. And on this one, you gotta really make sure that you're not getting here and overextending with your hips. And keep those glutes and that core engaged. And that's gonna help you stay nice and tall, but with good posture, which is key. We wanna stay nice and healthy while we're doing these banded exercises, because that's the nice thing about bands. is you don't have the same kind of wear and tear and impact on your joints and on some of the muscle tissue that you would if you were loading it with a kettlebell, dumbbell, barbell, any kind of external weight. All right, next we're gonna hit a band lunge. We're gonna remove that band from whatever it was tied to. And it's gonna be a step back or reverse style lunge. And there's two ways you can set up with the band. So regardless of how we're setting up, we're gonna have our foot on top of the band, and then we can either pull up and go over our head and have it in a kind of a back position here behind the neck. And when performing these reps, simply step back, reach, come back, reach back, back upright. And again, this is working the glutes. You're gonna work a little more quads here, and that unilateral exercise is gonna create a little more proprioceptive engagement. You're gonna have to balance a little more, and the band provides some nice resistance doing this. So again, you can see, again, I'm staying nice, neutral in a straight line here. Stepping back. You can see I'm a little goofy and off balance here because it's a little challenging and I'm not warmed up right now. So that is the back position. You can also do a front rack position where now I'm gonna grab the band and I'm going to pull it up here into more of a front squat position. So now it's resting on my shoulders. And you're gonna engage a little more quad if you do this here. But again, same principles. Standing nice and tall to start, reach back with that opposite leg, come back to standing. Reach back, come back to standing. And that is the banded step back lunge, banded reverse lunge, whatever you want to call it. All right, now we're going to perform a banded good morning or hip hinge, whatever you want to call it here. And we're going to step into the band with both feet. We're going to lift the band up. And again, we can go front rack and do this, or how I prefer is behind the neck and really drawing those shoulder blades back, retracting. Then I'm gonna grip the ground with my feet. I'm gonna stay nice and neutral, and I'm gonna hinge back with my hips, keeping a nice straight spine, flat back, explosive concentric. Slow down, pushing those hips back. Pause at the bottom, explode up. Slow, pushing the hips back, push it back, pause, and up. And if your hamstrings are really tight and you lack some of that hamstring flexibility, stop wherever you feel that sticking point. Don't start to round and come out of that good posture just to get depth. So if all you can do is hinge and get here, that's fine. Hinge and get there. If you can hinge, get back and get to there, great. But some keys on this is posture. You don't want to hurt your back. You want to be able to engage that core. Hinge back and up. And that is the banded good morning or banded hip hinge. Again, whatever you guys want to call it. All right, next we're gonna do a banded one arm chest press. So we're gonna take that band, we're gonna put it behind our back, and then we're gonna go ahead and lie down. I don't care if you wanna have your feet flat, if you wanna have your knees up in the air, it doesn't matter. If you wanna go half crunch, doesn't matter either. But anyway, this band is positioned behind my back, and now I'm going to press up with both hands, and I am going to leave this hand up here to create more tension while I work my right. We just want to focus on one arm and go super slow on the way down, explode up, pause, really slow on the way down, because you're going to be pretty strong through this. A heavier band, more resistance is a good idea on this exercise here. You can also alternate if you'd like, but the biggest thing is making sure you're performing that rep when your opposite arm is locked out at the top. It's gonna give you more tension on the band. If I'm doing all my reps here, I'm not gonna have quite as much band tension. But if I'm here and I'm performing on my reps, now I have more band tension. Now I'm getting more out of the exercise. Again, that's why if you're doing a two arm, you're not getting quite as much. You can do it if you want as a variation, maybe work some wider flies, get creative with it, go elbows close, elbows out. You can change your grips up. But my favorite is just a one arm chest press, very, very slow eccentric, pausing at the top, slow eccentric, explode up, pause, and really burn that one arm out. Once that arm is burnt, hit that other arm. And again, some keys on this: keep a nice big chest. You don't want your chest caved in. You want to keep that chest nice and big, nice and proud as you're working this. And that's going to help you engage those pecs more and really sculpt that chest. So that's the banded chest press. All right, next we got a pal-off press. So I'm going to put my knee down that is closest to wherever the band is attached, grab my band with both hands, and bring it straight out in front of me. This is a good anti-rotational core exercise here. So you can see my arms are very straight here. I'll turn a little bit so you can see from this angle. I'm engaging this glute here. This down knee glute is engaged. My core is engaged. I'm nice and upright. My arms are straight. And I'm gonna go to my chest and press out. And this is all core right here. A little bit shoulders, a little bit chest, but mostly core. Sorry, I can't say all core. Mostly core. This is a great one. This gets the heart rate up in kind of a sneaky way. And again, I like to finish with a hold. I'll go through my reps and then really burn it out with a 10 to 15 second hold at the top. Biggest key on pal-off press is making sure you're locking out your elbows. You don't want any slack. You want that lever point as far away from your body as possible. That's going to engage your core, engage those obliques. All right, guys, that's my full body band workout. I look forward to posting some more band resistance type of workouts, exercises, so you can make sure that you're keeping up on your fitness, up on your strength, wherever you are in this world and whatever the external situation is. Lockdowns or not, doesn't matter. You can still get after it. Bands are a great way. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you haven't already, please like it, and then please subscribe to my channel, Blindside Health, so you don't miss out on any awesome content like this in the future. Anyway, thanks for making it to the end. You guys are awesome. You're the true heroes of this video. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you later.